Hello, you're here with Miss Libby Rose and we are going to get stuck in with cutting out a pattern. So we are working with the Simplicity Pattern 1252, this little tunic dress, and we're going to crack straight in with opening it up and cutting out the pattern. So it's 4 pieces. Okay, so you're looking for 4 pieces. You're looking for the front, which is a big piece like this. Okay, so it's a big piece. It's the whole front. It's got a big dart down the middle. So you're looking for front, back, which looks about half of that piece. So half long ways of that. So you're looking for the front, the back, the front facing and the back facing. So 2 smaller pieces that look like this, front facing, back facing. Then, so you'll have it in the big piece of tissue. Then you're going to cut around your sizing. Now, if you're not sure, and don't guess, because just because you might be a size, I don't know, 12 in Topshop, it's, you know, they do, you know, different in Marks and Spencer's. It's how it is with sizing. They do change. So it is well worth checking the guide. If you look on the back of the pattern, you can then check your body measurements. So if you're looking at whichever size you're going to be cutting around. Now, from these measurements, I know that I'm cutting around the 14. So it's quite good when you've got an outside one. But what you're doing is following your line. Now, they're quite good at putting the numbers around so you can keep following your line. So I've cut all the way around my 14. Don't worry about the little triangles. They're notches that we're going to attach in a minute. But you want to get all of your pieces cut out nicely. Okay, so you'll have 4 pieces. Now, if you do want to attach the belt, that's fine. But let's look at that. I might do that as a little extra at the end. Okay, because that just attaches on with buttons. Or we can deal with that right at the end. I might add on video number 8 to look at the belt. Okay, so for now, let's get our basics done. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've cut those out. Now, if you find if you're a tallie or a shorty in different parts, then you need to your adjustment line. You don't just attach it on the end. You've got an adjustment line here, so you'll see an adjustment line in the middle. It's dotted along, so you can fold that in to make it smaller in the body if you need, or if you do a little cut along there, then you can split it so it's longer. Okay, so it's when I say shorty or tallie, it's here. So if you're like a bit longer in here or a bit shorter around here, then you've got an adjustment line on the pattern. Okay, now that is a whole other bit that we could go into, but for now, just because this is quite a simple pattern as well, you can make that longer or shorter there, or not worry about it, just do it as it is. So I'm going to leave mine as it is because it all seems fine with my measurements. So I'm cutting around my 14, and once you've got those 4 pieces, then you want to go to your fabric. Fold it in half so it's right sides facing each other. Okay, so this is my so I've got the right sides facing each other. This isn't actually the fabric I'm using, but I'm just showing you how to lay it because I've just pre-cut mine out just so that you don't have to sit and watch me cut while on the video. So you lay it down with the right sides together. The reason why we've got it right sides together is so that we can chalk in our notches and then it'll show up on here. All right. Now, I can do my centre back along one of the lines, checking my grain line. So grain is going up and down, and I check that against the edge so I can see my selvage is going down there, so that's fine. Okay, so I can get my back cut out. Can you see that? I can get my back cut out like that. Now that, if I put that up against a selvage line, give myself a little bit of room away from the selvage. But if I use that as my guide to line it up, then I can just easily cut around the edge here. Now, as you're cut, so you could use weights or use anything heavy, jam jars, anything that you like heavy to hold it down, or you can pin it. I do find that pinning with the tissue, sometimes I can tear it, but that might be me with being a bit heavy-handed. So you can pin and cut around. Some people like to iron this nice and flat before you're cutting as well, so that's an option too. So cutting all the way around your size, following your number. On the back, there is these little dots here. You'll see little dots, and that's just where you're going to place the button for putting in the belt if you want to put in the belt, but we can come back to that later. Okay, so for now, if you chalk in the little triangle as well, okay, so chalk in the little triangle next to where your number is, and don't worry, we're going to come back to the darts, okay, so don't worry about that for now. Just chalk in the little triangles, going around, and cutting close next to your number, so next to your size number. So that's your back. So you'll have, what you're cutting is 2 pieces, so you can put that next to the selvage, right sides together and down, because it's 2 pieces, okay? Now, with the front, they've put this as one big piece. Now, I've looked at it as many times as I can, and I've worked out, and I've actually made it up, and it's been fine. So I've folded it in half, but you really have to get it exact. Fold it in half, and then you can line that up. So you can fold the fabric as you did, but this time you can put this on the fold. So you've cut the whole way around, then get your facing pieces and your interfacing. So get hold of your interfacing. So you've got all these pieces, put them to one side, get hold of your interfacing and those back facing and front facing pieces, and come back to me for the next step.